Hey everyone, hope you're well. We'll kick off Access to Text very shortly. Thank you for all joining us for the last one of the year and the last week of the year. Glad to see you all, and we will kick off now. So joining us today, we have both myself, John Kennedy, Head of Solutions here, Mitch Davis, who is next to me, Senior Solutions Consultant, who I'm sure a lot of you know, and Anne Lawoko on the screen, our Head of Product. I'm sure a lot of you have met Anne at our road shows and also seen her in a lot of our Access to Text. So what are we discussing today? Today we've got a quick demo of SaaSboss 2.0 and that it is launched. So Anne will be running you through that demonstration. And then she'll go quickly through some year in review stuff for products. And then Mitch will go through the rest of the year in review from a Access 4 point of view. And then, of course, I'm sure all of you have joined for this. We'll go through the quiz. Over to you, Anne, for SaaSboss 2.0.
Thank you. All right, load up my screen. So yes, SaaSboss 2.0 has launched. We launched on the 6th of December. I'm absolutely thrilled that we have launched the product. And so what I'm taking you through today is, so the last section of the text, we went through what it was and the values of it. This is just a quick refresher to show that as well. And just a reminder of all the things that have changed. Is that coming through right, John? It hasn't updated on my screen.
Yes, we can see SaaSboss.
Awesome. All right, cool. So this is the general homepage. Not everyone uses this homepage. Some people do elect to use the main dashboard, but at Access 4, we spend most of our time here because we like to have these quick links that allow you to jump to the appropriate place and get to what you're trying to do much quicker. So big standout things for SaaSboss 2.0, colors. We've made it much lighter. So we used to have much really dark teal palette for a lot of these places. Now our teal is just the pop of color. So a number of reasons for that. It made a lot of things a lot more readable. So we're trying to improve our usability and accessibility of SaaSboss, but also meant our brand wasn't impeding in too many places. So screenshots look nicer. How to print things out looks a lot easier. This was really good. So styling changes, color changes, and a little bit of making it easy to get to things. So there's a number of navigation help points, which is the quick links here, but also the menu. So the menu, oh, actually, this is a good example. Here's the pin functionality, which means it doesn't pop out when I'm trying to do something on the left-hand side. I get more real estate. But the other thing is we've just streamlined the nav. So under customers, which again is another terminology update from enterprise to customers to be in more line with the industry, we now have groups and services underneath customers. And this is because when you're going in using SaaSboss, you're often coming in to solve a problem for a customer, and it might be on a particular service for theirs. So it just made sense to fit them all underneath. And that's because when you get to the customers page, so this is the new customer listing page. Exactly the same as the old one in terms of the information that's here. It's still a table. You still have all the actions you can take from before. We've got a couple of drop downs to make it easy for you to see the groups and services within a particular customer. So if you were to click this endpoints, it will take you to link and test to and filter the services page just to look at the endpoints for that particular customer. It does allow you to also, at a glance, as I did before, filter to see which one might have your biggest services, see your biggest customers. Your actions are still here. Do all the same things you could do before. But where the cool stuff comes in, well, in my opinion, the really cool stuff, are these tabs across the top. So when you open your custom, you land in the same place, your manage customer information, and we haven't changed this at all because we didn't want to create any sort of need for retraining. We wanted this to be a really smooth rollout, get the value without having to have to relearn anything. But we have given you these tabs to easily navigate within the customer the things you need without having to leave and have to refilter or research or have to navigate back in any hard way. So really focus on navigation. So if I was to go in at MISPA Oz test, I could go and I can see all the services relating to this particular customer all in the one spot. All right, and I could also filter to the type. I could look at all the endpoints if I wanted to. I could search just for the names. I can do sorting and filtering as I could before, but all within the same one. And if I was to click on this service, it will take me to the services page for that one as well. Groups does the same thing. It shows you all the groups within that particular customer. DIDs. I can see my current DID inventory. I can see all the orders that are currently in progress. Devices, same thing, inventory, orders in progress. You can also make your orders from here. Really good point out. We haven't applied SaaSposs 2.0 to all of SaaSposs. It's just these key areas, and we're prioritizing those based on usage. The customer areas were the most used places. The next highest used places are the services and groups, because that's where you spend your time troubleshooting and making your changes. And we're addressing those in the next release, which is coming out in March. So our big goals for here were, as I mentioned before, trying to make it easier to navigate. That's our biggest feedback when we do our CSAT surveys and feedback on SaaSposs. Easier to navigate, easier to find what you're looking for, which is navigation, but also what's on my screen. Can I, if I look at devices, am I getting all the information I need? And just make it easier to read. So overall usability improvements and to find. And that's what we did. That is SaaSposs 2.0 in a nutshell, and we're going to continue rolling it out. So some people thought this was going to be really, really big and it was going to be a lot of retraining. It's going to be quite difficult. We tried to make this as streamlined as possible, as easy to adopt as possible, and same thing with our future rollouts. So that is SaaSposs 2.0. So I hope you're loving it, enjoying it, and give me any feedback you have either through CSAT or sending me an email. I'd love to hear it. Thank you.
Just while we're still on your end, we did just have one question come through. When will PRC knowledge base be updated to the with the 2.0 locations?
Good question. Okay, so the PRC knowledge base is separate to SaaSposs. So at the moment, it's a completely different place. When you click on a redirect, you'll be familiar with that. We have a whole project to replace the PRC, and when I say the PRC, like how you get information, because PRC, the main goal of it is it's knowledge base, it resources, marketing information, product information. You used to be able to do deal reg through there and things like that. We want to replace that entire experience. We want to bring it into SaaSposs to streamline again how you access everything. It's our overall project to improve navigation and usability within SaaSposs. So we want you to be able to be able, when you find a question, or you have a question about SaaSposs, or as you're trying to do something for the customer, that you don't have to leave SaaSposs to find the answer. So we want to bring it into SaaSposs. That's one. And we want to ensure that it can solve as many problems as we can with one tool, as opposed to having to have lots of different things you have to interact with. So we have a project right now where we're looking at the best ways to do that. So there's lots of products in the market that already do that. That's like the Zendesk of the world, like lots of self-help spaces that create that. So they're knowledge basically control systems. They present you with an interface where you generally is a big search of what are you trying to do today, what are you looking for today, and it helps you find the answers to your problems. So we're going through a process right now. We're doing evaluation of products. So it is in progress. I don't have a date for you, but it's very much in progress, and it's across the entire business. So it's our L&D teams are across it, our operations teams, our TAC teams. We're all trying to make sure that is a really good experience. So it's not part of the SaaSposs 2.0 rollout itself, because it's not part of the UI of SaaSposs at the moment. But when we do bring it in, it will be part of SaaSposs and an overall 2.0 delivery. But no date at the moment, but in progress.
Thanks for that, Dan. The articles themselves, I've seen they're still on the original SaaSposs information. When will they be updated? So our L&D team is actually working through that. If you do have an example of something that needs to be updated, if you can send that across to either your SC or to your PGM, and they'll forward it across to our L&D team for them to update in the near future. So there is a lot of articles in the PRC. Our L&D team has gone through a lot of them to update them with new screenshots of the new platform. However, there is still things that they haven't caught and things like that. So we're still catching up. So if you do find something, let us know and we'll get that updated. Awesome. Back to you, John.
All right. So we'll flick across and we'll do a 2023 year in review. So back over to you, Anne, to discuss about the products launched. Let me know when you want me to click.
Yeah, absolutely. So we launched a huge amount in the last 12 months. Operator Connect on the screen. When I was doing this for the all hands at Access 4, I couldn't even realize that Operator Connect was this year. It feels so much longer ago. We've done so much since then. So Operator Connect was actually last 12 months. CPQ, we released the pipeline and automated provisioning aspects this year. UC Xpress was probably our biggest launch this year. It was huge, and this is data clear as of last week. So 267 partners have signed up to use UC Xpress, and we have 109 live UC Xpress customers. So really, really successful launch. We're really, really happy with it. And we'd love to hear, again, your feedback on UC Xpress and how it's going with you. We also launched SMS, so the SMS Gateway functionality so you can plug in and send SMSs. And most recently, SaaSPOS 2.0. So the phase 1 is what we're calling it launch, which is the navigation menu and customer area. And phase 2, which is groups and services and improving the navigation and functionalities of those, is coming up in March.
Awesome.
So what did that look like? So that's the products that were launched. What did the year happen? So if you go to the next slide, John. So what that was a year. So that was 251 shipped features, which is a huge amount. From a dev hours perspective, it was 7,280 dev hours. SaaSPOS is now 1,836,111 lines of code. It has continued to expand, and by launching all those features, all those dev hours, all those changes to code, we still remained an uptime of 99.9997%, which means it was only down for like a minute. So really, really, really cool. Really proud of the team.
And just quickly as well, if Anne's speaking has taken over the webinar Zoom for your for what you're seeing primarily, if you can just right click on the Access 4 one and pin the slides, that will fix that one up for you. But yeah, so amazing stats coming out of our R&D team. So Anne's team, as well as our development team. So Saj's team from that perspective, and Stan from a engineering uptime. So a lot of changes happening from their side, and lots of updates shipped, and 7,000 development hours. When you split that across in a single year and how many developers we have, it's a lot of time that we've spent updating our platform and releasing new features. A few stats from around the other sides of our business. So one of the other ones we like talking about is our TAC team, so our support team. With them, 6,439 cases closed. There has been more than that logged. They're still open. We're not counting those. This is also removing duplicates and things like that as well. So anything alerts, all of that is excluded from this. This is actual support cases that they have worked on amongst over the year. And within that as well, 5,289 total phone calls. So that's calls inbound into our support team for them to support you yourselves. So for a relatively small team, it's a lot of calls and a lot of cases that they've worked on. From a porting perspective, from a Cat A's, so 1,100 ports with a total of 2,000 DIDs. From a Cat C perspective, 1,223 ports, 50,000 DIDs. And then inbound, such your 1-300, your 1-800 numbers, 354 with 535 DIDs. It's a lot of DIDs that they've moved across. However, speaking to our porting team, this is just what's been logged by yourselves inside SaaSPOS. The part that's missed from this is a lot of the project work that we do outside of SaaSPOS. So we do a lot of work outside of that for larger deals. So these aren't always logged and tracked correctly, as well as our relatively recent acquisition of Novum Networks, which went through December last year, so about 12 months ago. And during this time, we've also moved across their numbers across to our platform. So on top of all those, there has been an additional 68,000 DIDs not tracked through SaaSPOS, which have come across into the Access 4 platform. This also doesn't track brand new DIDs that have been ordered by yourselves as well. So that automated process of ordering new DIDs, this is not that. This is just numbers ported into our system. So in total, we've ported across 121,819 DIDs in the past 12 months. That being said, there's still 3 days left until the embargo, so there's probably going to go up a couple hundred more in that time. But lots of numbers that our porting team have been able to manage moving across into our platform over the past 12 months. Another big department we've put a lot of resources into in the past 12 months is our L&D team, so our learning development team. This is a team that's 12 months ago was one person. They're now up to 3 in total. And across them, they have rebuilt Strive. So we launched the new Strive earlier in the year. Lots of changes there. Makes it a lot more user-friendly and a lot easier to use. We've launched our UC Xpress courses. So what is UC Xpress? Technical training, provisioning guides, all of that courses built into there. We've launched some new foundation courses. So how to get started with voice. We've redone our calling course, what is voice, those kind of courses. So all of that's been revamped in the past 12 months as well. And 8 new troubleshooting courses have been launched. So this is support courses to help your teams on different aspects of the Access 4 platform. We've also launched our facilitated sessions. So these are running monthly for each of their 2 platforms. So both our BroadSource side and our UC Xpress side, once a month for each course, being run in the classroom-led sessions. And lots of the videos that we've done through Access to Techs, the training that we've launched through this, the how-tos that we've done through this have been turned into videos in Strive as well. So they've converted a lot of those, done a lot of work with that. So lots of stuff happening from our L&D team and a lot more coming in the new year as well. And that also goes with them updating for every change that Anne and her team have done with SaaSPOS 2.0. Our L&D team has to try and keep up and work out where those screenshots are and update those as well. So they are trying to keep on top of that, as I mentioned. But that is it for Access 4 for the past 12 months across the board of our organization. So lots of changes, lots of new stuff coming. We do have, as Anne mentioned, phase 2 of SaaSPOS 2.0 coming early-ish next year, end of Q1. So lots more coming that we're still working on, more training courses and keeping up that 5 nines and a 7 uptime with our platform as well. But with that, I'm stealing this slide from Anne, who did it in our all hands last week. We must go on to the next one. So I'll hand back over to John for our quiz.
Hi, everyone. Of course, it's come to the exciting time of me presenting a quiz. So let's kick off. We don't have.
Do you not have
that running?
Do you not have Slido installed?
I do.
You do not.
Give us one moment. One minute, guys. It pays to check sometimes before a demo. We usually do, but today we have missed one thing. So we're just going to quickly bring up the browser and we'll be right. Give us a minute or two. Mitch is going to share it very shortly, and then we'll be moving on. All right. Can everyone see that? Anne's putting a thumbs up. All right. If you can scan the QR code or go to slido.com and join with that Slido code there and then put the passcode in afterwards, that should bring you into the quiz. I'll give you a minute or so to do that. All right, we're going to, when is Christmas 2023? Interesting, Anonymous. All right, we're going to start the quiz. All right, there we go. Join the quiz on the left-hand side. Oh, here we go. I see some Access 4 people in there. We all know you need to lose.
If you do win, you do not get the prizes.
That's right.
Just a reminder.
All right, give it another minute or half a minute. Those of you who have experienced an Access 4 quiz before, you know what you're in for. For those of you who haven't, don't expect the questions that you think you will expect.
Just while we're waiting for people to join, John, what's the prizes? What are we playing for?
$100 gift voucher for first, $50 gift voucher for second, and then for last we will have a shirt.
Some sort of gift.
Yes, some sort
pack.
of gift.
Yeah.
Merch pack.
Marketing is not here to tell us what we can and cannot give away today. So
yes, Jasmina isn't on the call, so she'll slap us later.
Awesome.
All right, I think we've got pretty much everyone in. We'll kick off. All right. What was not a product release of 2023? CPQ Premium, UC Xpress, Operator Connect, SMS Gateway. Can see Anne smirking there. I think she knows the answer. Well, I'd hope she knows the answer. All right, CPQ Premium.
Yep.
There you go. All right, where was the 2023 Access 4 conference held? Port Douglas, Cairns, Sydney, or Auckland? For those of you who are lucky to be there, you'll know the answer. For those of you who weren't, potentially you were jealous and you know where it was anyway.
Next year.
But there's always next year. And who knows where that will be. Even we don't. Port Douglas, well done to those who got it. In Greek mythology, who is the god of wine? Very important at this time of year, I believe. Demeter, Hephaestus, no good me. Apollo, Dionysus.
I would like to say I put this in there just to make you pronounce those.
That would be something you would do, I agree. So who knows their god of wine?
Most people.
Most people, there you go. I had no idea. Chlorophobia is the irrational fear of what? Tunnels, cemeteries, clowns, or needles? I swear he put this in so I'd struggle to say it. I'm guessing clowns, but I have no idea. Oh, it's a mixed bag. What is it? It's
Clowns.
clowns. Go me. Yes.
You also don't get a prize.
Oh, damn it. Linux was first created as an alternative to Windows XP. True or false? You know the answer to this one. All right. False. Very good. Who guessed? True. Who is the front man of the band 30 Seconds to Mars? Mike Shinoda, Gerard Way, Jared Leto, Matthew Bellamy. I have no idea whatsoever.
And smoking, like she may know the answer.
I'd say she knows the answer.
You didn't so much time to Google the answers. That's the problem.
Well,
That's the hard part.
some of these things won't come up straight away. Jared Leto. I like that one. There you go. Who is not an upstream voice carrier of Access 4? Haha, we surprised you with an Access 4 question. Focus, AAPT, Optus, Over the Wire.
I do have to put some Access 4 questions in there.
I know. That's how we are allowed to give prizes away then. Ooh, Optus.
AAPT was actually added as a carrier, I believe, this year.
Yes, it was at the start of the year. What city is not a POP for the Access 4 network? Sydney, Adelaide, Melbourne, or Auckland? You slid a couple in already. Wow. Who knows this one? And we have Adelaide. Yep. Well done to those who selected Adelaide. Which of these colours is not featured in the the logo for Google? Green, blue, yellow, or pink? Now, if you use Bing, you may not know this answer. So for those of you who use Bing, you may want to open Chrome quickly. For those of you who don't and not use Google all the time, you should know the answer. Pink. Well done. How many countries border Kyrgyzstan? Yeah, I guess it's Kyrgyzstan. Yep. Pronounced it right. There we go. 4, 6, 1, or 3. Yep. I'll guess 6. I have no idea. What is it? 4.
4.
Well done. I had no idea. How many lines of code makes up SASBOS? 1,836,111, 1,573,578, 1,250,531, or 1,986,111. Which one is it? Were you all listening to Anne before? This will tell. Still less than Jurassic Park. 1,836,111.
Most people are paying attention.
Most people were paying attention. 27% were, though. That concerns me. Or they were just looking at the 111. How many cases did the Access 4 TAC team close this year? 4,658, 6,439, 6,892, or 4,894. Now, this will tell us whether you're listening to Mitch, and we'll know who's the more wanted presenter. That's my vote anyway. Oh, well done. 6,439. So it would appear that Mitch is the preferred presenter at the moment. All right, next question. In 2023, who became the 4th country in the world to land
unmanned vehicle on the moon?
Unmanned vehicle on the moon.
our screen is slightly covered. So
We've got Zoom in front of it, so I can't actually see. India, China, Japan, or Iran? Mm. India. And the answer is India. All right. What was not killed by Google in 2023? Google Podcast, Google Domains, Google Stadia, or Google Cardboard? Sounds like it's a car driving down the road and just running over things.
for those who have not seen the Killed by Google website, it is an interesting time capsule of Google's history.
All right, Google Cardboard. There you go. That was the only thing not killed this year.
Yep.
I didn't even know.
Google Domains was removed in July.
There you go. Access 4 recently hit what milestone of user services in SaaSPOS?
This was not discussed inside the slides.
This is a guess. 180,000, 200,000, 250,000, or 150,000. And there is the link for Killed by Google from Anne. Oh, let's see what we got. 200,000.
So we hit this milestone about a couple of weeks ago. So it's something we're quite proud of at this stage.
Very cool. Who performed the opening theme song for the James Bond 007 Goldfinger? Sheena Easton, John Barry, Shirley Bassey, or Tom Jones? Who watches enough James Bond to know? I'm surprised Mitch put this one in here. Or is this just for the older guys?
We're going to discuss this later.
Mitch and I weren't alive when this movie came out.
No, that is exactly what I was thinking.
I do have to put something in there.
Shirley Bassey. I would have guessed that too. Access 4 posted on LinkedIn about the shopping list on the office fridge. What was written multiple different ways? Peanut butter, almond milk, oat milk, bread. It's a very good post, actually. I did like having a laugh at that.
Got written in Japanese, in Korean, in Chinese, in
wasn't it?
Spanish, French.
Oh, it was almond milk. And my favorite was the one with the cow that eats almonds and then gives out almond milk.
Yeah. Interesting enough, peanut butter is what is currently being written on the shopping list in the fridge. So,
so remember that for next quiz. On July 18th of June, the Titan submarine imploded. What did it use for the controls? A Logitech F710, a Logitech F310, a Mad Catz Cat 9, or a Nintendo Pro controller? I thought this would be too soon.
Yeah.
Well, this is what happens when I leave it up to Mitch. Nintendo Pro controller. It was actually a Logitech F710. The memes were all on the Nintendo Pro controller.
definitely.
In what year were the first Air Jordan sneakers released? My son would know the answer to this. 1990, 1987, 1980, 1984. I nearly said before Mitch was born and before Anne.
I was going to say that as well.
Before Anne was born. Before Mitch was born, before Anne was born. Before Mitch was born, before Anne was born. All right, we've got a mixed bag, and it is 1984. There you go. I was in year 4. So if you can work that out, that's it. You'll work out how old I am. How many ship features were released by Access 4 in 2023? 261, 275, 251, or 220? This will, of course, tell us ultimately whether or not Anne is the favourite presenter or Mitch is the favourite presenter. Anne wants to win. I can see it in her face right now.
The stress is killing me.
All right, John, what's the answer?
I want to know what the answer is. I think it's 250. All right. So Michael, 15 out of 20 with an average rate of 4 seconds and 55 to answer. You are first. Luke Colkins, you are second. Well done, guys. We will come back with who was last because we need to go back into the information to grab that, and we'll let you know, and we'll send that out with our information that Jasmina sends out after this session. But thank you very much for the year that we've had. We really appreciate all of the support that you give us from a partner perspective with your customers and being able to sell our products, but also working with us as techs. We all love working with you. We really enjoy it. We have a good time. I know Mitch and I talk to a lot of you quite often. Please keep doing that. We really enjoyed it. And enjoy the rest of the year. I mean, there's 2 days left effectively. Enjoy your Christmas break. For those of you that are having a break, for those of you who are having a longer break like me, enjoy that as well. And we'll see you again in 2024, bright and chirpy in February.